video. Today's topic is about how to be a light worker. Now, before I get started, so that I don't forget, I'm reminding y'all that I have an event coming up, a virtual event coming up called the Traveling Speakers Blueprint. So if you are new to my channel, you're new to my world, I teach people how to speak, teach, and travel and get paid for it, how to be a paid speaking teacher or a paid speaking traveler. I've been doing it for the last 5 years, and I'm sharing everything that I've learned about it over those 3 days, well, as much as I can over those 3 days. So if that's something that you think that you would like to do, or if that's something that you're already doing, and yet you're not quite actually turning it into a full-time income for you. Hey, y'all. Hey, Angel. I'm putting the link down in the chat box so that I don't forget. Okay, so the Painful to Profitable, I'm sorry. That's the name of my mentorship program. The Traveling Speakers Blueprint is a 3-day event that's coming up starting on September the 12th through the 14th. It's only $8.88. Don't be cheap with yourself. Treat yourself. Yes, there will be a replay. The replay will be available until Sunday night. It's not going to be forever for you because I want you to go ahead on and get started on it and not wait till the last minute. So come on into the Traveling Speakers Blueprint. All right, so with that being said, let me go ahead on and jump into this. So we're talking about how to be a light worker. And I think that, matter of fact, I know that some people completely have this misunderstood as far as what it really means to be a light worker, because first of all, it applies to yourself first. And a lot of people think that it's all about helping the world and helping humanity. And I'm not saying that it's not, but how can you help humanity if you haven't helped yourself? You have to help yourself first. But let me not put the cart in front of the horse here. What I'm getting ready to give you is three key ingredients that it takes for you to be a light worker. And maybe you heard these before, maybe you haven't. So first, let's start off with, let's just define what a light worker is. Now, if you go to Google, it's going to tell you that, I actually pulled something off of Google where it says a person who serves other people and the planet, a person who transforms others and their way of thinking. Indeed, that is a light worker. However, for you to reach this, well, let me not say it like that, because you could already be doing this, right? Most people do genuinely want to help other people. However, some people want to help other people more than they want to help themselves. That is the story of Chiron. I talked about Chiron in my last live video. I think I did. Chiron is a mythological story that's associated with astrology, and it is basically the healer that doesn't know how to heal themselves. Okay? A Chiron energy is you always want to help other people, you always want to help heal other people, but you haven't quite figured out how to provide the same antidote to yourself. So what I'm saying is the first ingredient of being a light worker is helping yourself. I think that when we came into this awakening, or whatever you want to call it, this spiritual awakening, where like everybody started to realize that they create their own reality and all of this psychological awareness, we started to become way more psychologically aware. Like everybody became like this guru, right? They all became a guru, including myself. Let me say we, okay? We all became a guru. And we all became these enlightened beings, and we all know how to help everybody else except for ourselves. This is what I'm going to be stressing in this, let's call it another 20-minute live, okay? About you helping yourself first in order for you to be a light worker. Let's think about, what a light worker really does, right? So yesterday I made a post, and in the post I talked about how you can have the experiences that you want to have. That's one of the gifts of being a light worker, because when you are a light worker and your main job or your main career, your main purpose on the planet is to help enlighten others. And I'm going to talk about that word enlighten too, right? But your main purpose on the planet is to help transform the minds of other people and to help other people on the planet have an experience that they want to have, right? However, we're already doing that. When we go to work at a regular job, or we go to work in whatever career that we have, the job that we work at, we are exchanging our energy, our time, our expertise in exchange for, we think it's an exchange for money. It looks like it's an exchange for money, but money is a vehicle. But anyway, what we're really doing it for is in exchange for us to have an experience, right? You get up every day and you go to work, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you are a regular 9-to-5 worker, you are doing that so that you can have a particular experience that you want to have. If you're a nurse, if you're a teacher, if you're a, I don't know, I talked to a debt collector the other day, you're doing this in exchange for you to have a particular experience. One of the main experience, well, not one, what word I want to look for? What word am I looking for? There's the experience of survival, let's just say. That's the main thing that you're looking for, right? You need to be able to eat, clothe yourself, have shelter. You're doing it in exchange for that because you want the experience of eating, because you want the experience of shelter, because you want the experience of maybe driving a car and being able to get up and go somewhere whenever you really want to go. So you're helping somebody else in their business so that you can have the experience that you want to have. That's all you're doing. When you are a light worker, what you're doing is you're helping the planet, or you're helping the other beings on the planet, which is helping the planet, in exchange for you having the life that you desire to have, for you having the experiences that you desire to have as well. I'm a metaphysician. I'm a spiritual mentor, a guide, a help for some people who may feel lost. I don't like to say that people feel lost. I just like to say that people are unclear on who they are. But anyway, some people may see me as a spiritual mentor, and I'm doing this, or even a business mentor now, right? I'm doing this in exchange to have the experiences that I want to have on earth. So I'm helping you have the experience that you want to have in exchange for me having the experience that I want to have. Now, it looks like we're exchanging money. That's the illusion of it. What we have really done is we have came upon a agreed upon value of the exchange. It's no different than when you go to work at a job. You have agreed upon the value, you have agreed upon your value. And your employer says, okay, you have agreed upon, this is your value for this expertise that you have, for you to help me do what I'm trying to do. And so every day you go to work and you give them this energy that you have at an agreed upon value so that you can go later and go get in your car and go to the party or go to the beach or go on the vacation or go, you understand what I'm saying? So the only difference is that when you're a light worker, well, if you're doing it as a career or as your primary purpose on the planet, you're doing it for everybody. You're not doing it for an employer. Your employer is God. Your employer becomes God because God provides for you. God provides for you through all the people that you're helping. Hold on. God provides for you through the people that you're helping. In exchange for you helping them, you get to have the experiences that you desire to have. So like last week, I took myself to Atlantic City for 3 days and I booked the Airbnb. It was an oceanfront Airbnb. It was beautiful view, by the way. Oh my God. I walked in the room and I was like, it was just a beautiful view, right? I took myself out to eat. I really treated myself very well. I treated myself to a facial, which I absolutely love that. I'm definitely doing that again. But I just basically gave myself a nice luxurious weekend in exchange for the work that I have done, right? So God allowed me that, or the universe allowed me that, or as a gift for me being in alignment with my divine purpose, I gave myself the experience of being able to do that. How did I do that? Because I'm helping other people. So in exchange for me helping them, they helped me have that experience. I hope I made that clear. I wanted to clear up that post that I made yesterday. If you have no idea what post I'm talking about, just go to my page. You don't have to scroll that far because I don't think I posted that many times yesterday. Okay. So all that to say that when you are a light worker, the first person that you need to help is yourself. That's number one, because I said I was going to give you 3 things or 3 key ingredients that you need to be a light worker. Number one, help yourself. And when I say help yourself, I mean that it's going to be pretty hard for you to genuinely want to help other people have the experience that they desire to have when you are feeling burdensome. When you are feeling burdensome, when you are struggling and you are feeling like you in survival mode. When you in survival mode, that changes your motives. That's why you as a light worker cannot be in survival mode, because that's going to drive you to do things that's not in alignment with you genuinely, like heartfelt desiring to help other people. This has nothing to do with there being a monetary exchange, by the way. Like I said, the monetary exchange is an illusion and it is agreed upon value. Okay, it doesn't even have, it could be a bartering thing. Whatever it is, it's still an exchange. But you have to help yourself first. A lot of people confuse being a light worker with meaning that, well, you know, they're enlightening other people. And you are in a certain way. But the reason why I said it's not what you think is because to enlighten other people, first of all, you have to be light. You yourself have to be light. And I'm not talking about you just emitting all of this light and everybody come to me because I'm such a light person and I have all this knowledge and light in my head. Like, no, you have to be light and weight. You have to be light and weight. You can't be all boggled down and worry about the wrong stuff. Overly concerned about the wrong things. And by wrong things, I'm talking about like you're in survival mode. Being a light worker and being in survival mode don't go together. They don't. Because if you're a light worker, then you automatically are completely relying on spirit to provide for you. You're relying on God to provide for you. You're relying on, I keep getting this, the memory of what happened to me a few months ago. And I told this story on the last live video, so I won't. I'll make it very short. I decided to take a month off from social media. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to cover certain things, right? Without having to dig all into my savings account. But that month, the universe sent me somebody that asked me to completely help them create their marketing strategy for their business. Has nothing to do with what I teach. They do like, they sell like, they're like, he's a public adjuster. So he's doing something completely different. But he came to me and asked me to help him create a marketing strategy because he wanted to expand his business. And he asked me to do his website for him. He paid me $1,200. So I'm just saying all of that to say that came out of completely nowhere. I wasn't even thinking about it. All I knew is that I wanted a break. And so the universe orchestrated that for me to bring in income that didn't have nothing to do with social media. This man is not even on social media at all. He's just an old friend of mine. Okay. So what I'm getting at though is that when you are a light worker, you are light in weight. You are not in survival mode because you have helped yourself. What else do I mean by you have helped yourself? I mean, I'm about to check your comments in a minute after I get through with number 1. What I also mean when I say you have helped yourself, oh, that's what I was also saying, that doesn't mean that you're just enlightened with all of this knowledge, because sometimes people, and I'm sure I've done it at some points, okay? I'm not exempt from none of this stuff. But sometimes people think that because they have more knowledge than somebody else, say they have more knowledge than a Christian, right? And they understand some things about spirituality that a Christian doesn't. So they think that they're supposed to go around enlightening other people. No, that's from an egotistical perspective. Not saying that you shouldn't enlighten other people, but if you're thinking of it from the perspective of, oh, I have to tell them because I know more, it doesn't matter. What does it matter if you know more if you are not light in weight? That's what I'm getting at. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Just because you know more than somebody else about chakras, about Reiki, about, I don't know, inner child trauma, about sleep paralysis, about astrology, about word magic, just because you know more about these things doesn't automatically make you enlightened. Because you could still be heavy. How heavy are you? That's the question. How heavy are you? Let me check your comments. Hi. Angel Billion said, how? I'm sorry, I'm late for checking this. How what? How what? Peace, 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 y'all. Asia says she's heavy. Being heavy comes from you being worried. It comes from you being worried about life stuff in general. And the reason why you're usually worried, first of all, let me always be clear and give the preface that I am not exempt from worrying. I am not above anybody. I am not above worrying about stuff. I am a solo entrepreneur, okay? And I'm single. Was married, but I'm single. So that means I'm doing everything by myself. Of course, I have moments where I'm worried, right? What brings me back is me knowing who I am. Me knowing who I am, me knowing why I'm here. That is what brings me back down to earth. Me expressing gratitude for simple things takes the worry away. So like, for example, my mantra as of lately, or my gratitude prayer as of lately has been, I'm thankful that I can get up in the morning and breathe by myself. I'm grateful that I can get up in the morning and put my own clothes on by myself without any assistance from anybody else. I'm grateful that I can get up and walk to the bathroom and take care of what I can take care of in the bathroom by myself without any assistance. I'm grateful that I'm not hooked up to a machine. I'm grateful that I don't need crutches. I'm grateful that I'm beautiful. I'm grateful that I'm 40-something years old and I don't look like it. Now do I? I'm grateful that I'm healthy. That's the reason why I made the post the other day that said Mars is teaching me that luxury is really rest and peace. Mars in Libra is teaching me. That's the epiphany that I got since Mars has been in Libra. Mars is all about like war, but Mars being in Libra is about war for peace, because Libra is about peace. So Mars in Libra is about war for peace. And so Mars in Libra is saying, what brings you peace? And Libra is also, because it's ruled by Venus, I know you ain't coming here to hear astrology, but hey, I've been getting deep into it, so here it is. Because Venus rules over Libra, Venus is all about luxury. So Libra has that energy too. And so that Libra Venus energy is like, now we finna chill. How can we luxuriate in this? And whereas though Mars is always like action, action, go, 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 go. Venus is like, no, rest. Go take a hot bath. Go take a hot shower. Go take your time and put your shea butter, your smell good shea butter in between your toes. Make sure you get every nook and cranny. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is increase what you have right now, your gratitude for what you have right now. You have to figure out how to do that. That reduces your worry. Also, worry comes from you not being in the now. Worry comes from you thinking about something that happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. Because if you really sit down and be like, if you really sit down and ask yourself, what's happening to me right now? Nothing. Unless you're sitting on the side of the road with a sign up And even then, ain't nothing happening to you, actually. You got the strength to stand there and hold a sign up. You out there by yourself. Ain't nobody had to push you out there with a wheelchair. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's like this is easy, like this, just stop working, just start saying gratitude. I'm just giving you one small thing that really helps. And I know it might sound very like woo-woo and very like generic, but it's the truth. Have gratitude for what's happening right now, because I promise you, if you got breath in your body and you can get up and if you have control over your complete body and your mind, you got more luxury than other people. You are actually in a great position in life. You ain't sitting up there in a psych ward talking to, well, anyway, you okay. If you on this live and you can hear me and you in your right mind and you got complete control over your body, you are okay. All you had to do is change your mind. So let me get to number 2, because I said I was going to be off here by 11:30. Remember, I gave you number 1. That number 1 is helping yourself. Helping yourself is also being self-accountable. You cannot be a light worker and be a victim at the same time. You cannot be a light worker and be a victim at the same time. If you are a light worker, then you are also completely self-accountable. And I'm stressing the word completely. I'm stressing the word fully self-accountable. If you are a light worker, that means you work for God, which means that you understand that you are a full-time creator. I'm stressing the word full-time, meaning that everything that's happening to you, it's because you have somehow created it. Every experience that you're having, it's because you somehow agreed to it. I was listening to an astrology podcast the other day, and they was going back and forth about like how much of our reality do we create, and would I really have chose this? Because they was talking about like how astrology, the stars influence certain things that happen in our life. And so they was kind of going back and forth about like, well, how much control do we really have? I don't think that we have control. I think we have influence, and I think we have choices in every single moment. We have choices on how we respond to the influence that the stars have. And the stars influence the word. Go look at the etymology of influence, okay? Because I keep using the word influence, but I'm using it because the etymology of influence literally means to be influenced by the stars. See, that's why you got to look up the etymology of words. For those who don't know what etymology is, it means the true and original meaning of a word. So when you go look at the etymology of the word influence, it's going to tell you that the original meaning of it meant to be influenced by the stars. So yes, we are influenced by the stars. So I'm not getting into a whole astrology thing. My point here is that being a full-time creator means that everything that's happening is because you have somehow agreed for it to happen. That is universal law, because everything is happening by contract law. Universal law is contract law. That's why the Bible keeps talking about, what is it, the book? I forget what they call it. The book that's in the Book of the Covenant. Is it called the Book of the Covenant? I haven't studied in a while. But yeah, that book that's in this holy sanctuary, that is the contract that we have between our souls and universal law, which is how feminine and masculine energy operates. So everything that's happening is because we are under contract. And it's not just happening out of nowhere. We are fulfilling some type of contract. When you are a light worker, you know that. So therefore, you don't blame other people. You are never a victim. So you don't blame other people for any of your circumstances that you're going through. It's not because your mom and dad didn't do X, Y, and Z. Because guess what? You picked them too because of a contract. Because y'all had an agreement. It's not because your narcissist boyfriend did blah, 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 blah. Guess what? You picked him too. Because y'all had a contract. Y'all had an agreement. Somehow, some way. Don't get mad at me. This is what comes with being a light worker. That you have to tell people the truth about how they are manifesting life, period. Light workers are completely self-accountable. They have a high level of self-awareness. They help themselves. Why do they do this? Because they are not, because I'm gonna say they are not, because they consistently work on not contributing to making the earth more burdensome, a more burdensome place to live. We make earth a burdensome place to live because we constantly place the blame on each other. That's why the Bible starts the way that it starts, with the serpent. And then I'm not getting into the whole story, but what I'm saying, what I'm getting there is that everybody was pointing a finger at each other right from the beginning. We ain't even getting into the damn story yet. We only in chapter 3 and we already blaming each other. We already not taking accountability for our choices. And so the earth becomes burdensome because of that. Because nobody wants to take accountability for their own mental state, for their own emotional state. So we keep saying, no, you did it, you did it, you did it. And that goes on forever. But when you are a light worker and you don't do that, you help lighten up the planet. Come on, somebody. Are you here to help lighten up the planet, or are you here to add more burden to it? Tell me that. Tell me that. I'm looking at y'all comments. Let me go back a little bit. Boss Level said, I got no toes, but I feel you. That's funny. Trust, I'm disabled from a motorcycle. Oh, you really saying you? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Well, not sorry, but I apologize because I'm reading the comments backwards. Do you really literally mean you don't have toes? That happened to you in a motorcycle accident? Wow. Wow. Well, see, this is why I don't be reading the comments, because see, they're not finna be on here for an hour. We have to think about, what does that mean metaphysically? Because somewhere, somehow, every part of your body represents something metaphysically. So if you are missing something, or something is disabled, or something is not functioning, or you were born with some type of dysfunction or malfunction, it's probably because of something that happened in a previous life. And that's how it created the contract in the next life to show up in the next life that way, or without it. Because the parts of the body represent something metaphysical. Everything has a hidden story to it. That's what metaphysics is, right? It's the hidden story of something physical. Even your body parts. Okay. Boss Level, I would look into, I don't know if you've already done this, but I would look into Pisces, your Pisces in your natal chart, because Pisces rules over the feet. So I would look at Pisces in your natal chart. I wouldn't be surprised if something is there that shows something. Or the 12th house. Okay, anyway. Quinn said, full-time creator. We find pleasure in being full-time creators, don't we, Quinn? I know I do. I know I do. Quinn is another light worker, by the way, y'all. Y'all can follow her if y'all want to. I absolutely adore her. She went through the Self-Realization of a Goddess class and also booked the Akashic Record reading with me. So we spent a lot of time together. Oh, Boss Level said, I see people every day with a perfect body, but they disabled. Keep that mind positive. Oh, how about that? How about they can have all their body parts and still be disabled somewhere? You are so true. That is so true. Raquel said, I've been here since you started doing Self-Realization of a Goddess. I think second on the road trip. What you mean you think second on the road trip? Thank you so much for being here since Self-Realization of a Goddess. That's a long time. That's a long time. I started doing Self-Realization of a Goddess in the beginning. I started 2018. Okay, I see y'all taking self-accountability. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, Boss Level said, I'm a Taurus. All right, well, that's your sun sign. Where's your other stuff at? See, that's why you got to know your whole chart. Let me get on to number 2, because I've been on number 1. See, y'all, this is why. This is why I love y'all so much. I'll be definitely going past the time frame that I said I'm going to be on here to talk. Let me get to number 2 though, because I kept talking about number 1. Number 2, the number 2 thing that you need or that you should embody to be a light worker is you genuinely desire to help others. Right? You do genuinely desire to help others. This is how I know, speaking for myself, this is how I know that I really do genuinely desire to help others. And I say this when I go live sometimes, because I will do a whole live and in the back of my mind, I'll be like, oh, wait, you're having an event coming up. You should promote that. I'll completely forget to promote the stuff. Like I'll completely forget to sell the thing that I'm actually selling because I really came on here to give a message. Right. And so like I'm giving a message, but in between the message, I'm actually inviting y'all to some type of event that I'm having, or I'm selling something, or I'm, you know, whatever. I'm promoting something. I will forget that I'm even doing it. That's how I really, in myself, that's how I know that I really do want to help people. Okay. So let me say before I forget what I am promoting. The 3-day traveling speakers blueprint. Okay. If you are a speaker, right? You don't have to be a speaker, but if you are a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, transformational speaker, or you want to be a speaker that gets booked to travel, speak, and teach, I'm doing a 3-day event on September the 12th to September the 14th. And I'm going to give you all the jewels or as much as I can in those 3 days about how to get booked to speak. This is something that I've done over the past 5 years. And I really had to embody it within myself and coach myself on, hey, wait, you actually could help them do that because you did that over the past 5 years. Other people pay for your flights, for your hotels, for the location, for you to have the event, pay for your food, pay for your transportation, for me to come in and teach self-realization of a goddess. Every time y'all see me traveling around and all that, I wasn't doing all that out of my own pocket. Other people was paying for that. Not every time, but a lot of times, other people was paying for that. Even on the back end, other people was paying for that. Okay. Matter of fact, let me speak on that because that is what happens actually. When you are a light worker and you genuinely want to help people, that is what happens. That is exactly what happens. It's no different than the story of Jesus, right? Jesus' job as the Messiah also means help or helper, savior, help or helper, okay? But because he was helping all of these people change their mindset, everybody was helping him. Well, except for the people that, you know, tried to kill him. I always got to give this preface. It doesn't matter whether you believe in a physical Jesus or not. Do you understand the story? Do you understand the story? The story of reincarnation, the story of being self-accountable, the story of being a creator. When I and the Father are one, that means I'm a creator too. That's a scripture, by the way, for those who don't know the Bible. Jesus said, I and the Father are one, meaning that I am also a creator. Right? Do you know what the story means? That's the point. Doesn't matter whether there was ever a physical Jesus or not. You're tripping over the wrong stuff if you worried about that part. Anyway, because he was helping so many people, he never had to worry about where he was going to sleep at. He never had to worry about what he was going to eat. He didn't have to worry about none of that stuff because the people helped take care of him. So that is what was happening when I was traveling and teaching self-realization of a goddess. So when I'm saying that I can help you learn how to get booked to speak, teach, and travel, I'm talking about I can help you learn how to help other people to the point where they will say, pay for your stuff. They will say, here, let me pay for. Matter of fact, that just happened. Shout out to, I won't say her name because she asked me not to. She did it in secret, but she paid for 3 tickets for 3 people to come to the Traveling Speakers Blueprint. She just inboxed me out of nowhere and was like, hey, I want to pay for 3 people. That when I was doing self-realization of a goddess and traveling, that would happen all the time. If you were on my email list, then you know, or you was following me, and you know, I would all the time be like, hey, I got tickets. I got free tickets. Especially men. They were doing it a lot, actually. Behind the scenes, That's what y'all don't know. Men would just cash at me money and be like, here go such and such for, I got 5 tickets for 5 goddesses to come to your class. This is what helped cover some of the expenses for me being paid to travel, speak, and teach. Why would men do that? Because they wanted to see women heal, despite popular opinion. Some of them really did want to see women heal. And they bought into the story of me helping women become more self-accountable and become more self-reliable and to really do the inner work on themselves. They wanted that. And so they would send me money. Okay. Anyway, here's another thing that would happen. When I first became a doula, I'm giving you examples. I like to give examples. I don't do these to, oh, let me brag on things that I've done. Like, no, I like giving examples of how things manifest in real time. When I first became a doula, when I first was, which I'm not a doula anymore, which that's a whole nother topic for another day. It was too much for me. Okay, to do this and also be a doula. Shout out to my doulas that are listening though, because I know what y'all go through. I've been in labor with moms for 2 days at a time. Okay, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But anyway, shout out to the doulas. I love y'all. Please keep doing what y'all doing. We need y'all. Just because I stepped down, there's more room for y'all, okay? But when I was volunteering as a doula, I volunteered for 2 years. After I got in order for me to get my certification from DONA, Doulas of North America, I had to do a certain amount of labor hours. And so I was volunteering. And my very first doula client, I promise you, my very first doula client, I was Ubering at the time. And she got in my car, I saw that she was pregnant, and I got all excited. I was like, oh my God, there's a pregnant lady in my car. And I was thinking in my head, like, okay, how do you tell her that you're a doula? Because it's weird, because it's like, you're basically going to ask to see this lady's coochie. Ask to help her birth her baby, and she don't know you from a can of freaking paint. But anyway, during the ride, I saw her talking on the phone, and she was talking like she was like a vegan, and she had all of the stuff. Like, I knew that me and her would mesh good because of her language. I think she had on like some Eye of Ra earrings, and I was like, oh yeah, we going to mesh. So before she got out the car, I was like, hey, I see that you're pregnant, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm a doula, that I'm in training, and I'm looking for to volunteer. You know, if you're interested in that, we can set up a one-on-one call, and we can kind of get to know each other. She was so excited. And she basically, after a couple phone calls, we came and met a couple times. I hung out with her, and she said, yeah, that's how I got my first doula client. I'm saying all that to say, when you want to help other people will help you. So she helped me in exchange because I needed labor hours, right? That's all I'm getting at. And this is the same as what I was saying, the post that I made yesterday about if you want to create experiences, if you want to manifest certain experiences, then you need to figure out how to help more people. Because in exchange for you helping other people get what they want to get, they will help you get what you want to get. And it may not be those exact people that help you get what you want to get. But the universe will give you back will give you the experience that you want to get, because you're helping other people get what you want to get. Because you're helping other people get what they want to get. I apologize, I said that wrong. So if you are sitting here, let's go back to the whole, to the, if you want to be a speaker, right? You want to get paid to speak, teach, and travel. And you're like, oh, well, what will I speak about? This is where some people get stuck at. You have a shitload of experience. Very likely, you have a lot of experience in something that you have conquered in your life. Probably. Okay? If you haven't, then you need to work on working through your problems. If you always in struggle mode, you always in survival mode, you always in some type of drama, then, well, first of all, you might need the self-realization of a goddess course so that you can figure out how do you keep even manifesting this? You need to understand yourself. A lot of times it goes back to the womb. That's what the self-realization of a goddess course is about. I'll drop the link below. But anyway, You want to get you want to have the experiences that you want to have for yourself, figure out how to help other people. And yes, you can put a monetary exchange on there, but figure out how to help other people and come up with the value of what is the value of that. That's why I made the post also where I said, someone helping you transform your mind is the same as somebody coming to your yard or coming to your garden and getting a daggone plow or whatever you call it, a shovel, and helping you plow the land, helping you pull out weeds and get the weed whacker out. That's literally somebody coming to your land and helping you do that, and helping you pull out old seeds. You might have a big old tree there, and they helping you cut the tree down, and they helping you plant new seeds so that you can think different. You think that person don't deserve to be compensated? They do a labor. That's very laborious. That's extremely laborious. So yes, they deserve to be compensated. Maybe at the time you don't have it to be able to compensate them, but the universe is going to pay them back somehow. Let me get to number 3 though, because here's the thing. Because number three about being a light worker is that you must allow other people to be free. That's the other part. And the reason why I'm saying is that saying this is because you can't want to help some people more than they want to help themselves. That's what I'm getting at. For you to continue to be a light worker and not be burdensome or burdened by you always want to help other people to the point where you have drained yourself. I'm saying this out of my own experience, that now you don't even got the energy, you tired. I kept asking myself, why am I so tired? Because this is me, I'm talking about myself. I realized that I was way too enmeshed. That's the word. Mind you, my name got the word Misha in it, right? I started realizing there's so many layers to your name. There's so many layers. When I be doing y'all name and I be giving y'all 1, 2 things, that is just the tip of the iceberg. You need to keep going. You need to keep going. But anyway, I learned that I became too enmeshed in other people's success or failure to the point that I was tired and drained. That's that Pisces moon energy that I had. I started realizing that. I'm a Pisces moon. Because, the Pisces energy is all about enmeshment. Pisces energy is all about you and me will never part, the oneness. We all one, we all enmeshed, and we are. Now I'm also an Aries sun, which helps me with that, because that makes me to be more independent. But because of the way that I grew up and I had drug addicted parents and all of the inner child trauma stuff, I still being so enmeshed with other people's success or failure spilled over into my business. So what I'm saying to you, all the light workers who are on here listening, or if you identify yourself as a light worker, or you feel like that's the path that you're on or that you're going down, you have to be extremely careful with this, because you will look up and now you are not really being a quote unquote light worker. You are actually enabling people, because you're always coming to their aid and you're always, oh, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you. No, let people fall on a ASS. That is also part of being a light worker. That's what I mean by let people be free. Let me check your comments. Let people be free. Let people fall on their behind. Oh, thank you. Somebody sent me some stars. Okay. I appreciate that. Should I drop my, I'm about to say, should I drop my Cash App? Should I drop my, is Cash App out of business? I be out of the loop with that stuff. What's going on with Cash App? Because I still got it, but are they like bankrupt or something? Okay. It's about, yes. Tanisha said, balancing feminine and masculine energy within self. That's exactly what it is. That is also what metaphysical means. Meta is the feminine aspect. Meta is mother. Meta is the darkness. Meta is the things that are hidden, unconscious, subconscious, whatever. And then physical is that masculine part, the things that we physically do, we physically see, right? So metaphysical itself is mastering that balance between feminine and masculine energy. Feminine, I did a video, I don't remember what I called it, but I talked about how feminine energy can be toxic too, y'all. Like this whole thing about like toxic masculinity, there is a such thing as toxic femininity, and it is being overly nurturing. Because you think that you can't hurt people by being overly nurturing, you got a grown man on your damn titty that don't know how to tie his shoe. I mean, I'm over exaggerating with this, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about like, I don't want to get into the whole men-woman thing, because you can do this with your children too, right? You can over nurture your children to the point where now you got this codependent relationship. Yes, that can turn into a toxicity, being overly nurturing and overly giving and not knowing where to draw the line at, and overly helping. Now you complaining about you being tired all the damn time. I guess so. You think you need to come to everybody's aid all the time. Some people do that because they are really a victim. They are really in a victim mentality because they want to be able to say oh my God, y'all I can only speak on these things because I've done it. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. I've done it, and I've caught myself continuing to do it in my business, where I want to be the victim and keep saying that it's everybody else that's draining me. No, you're draining yourself by you being overly giving. Where do you draw the line at? If you want to be a light worker, then you have to practice being light in weight. And that is letting other people be free. That is letting other people be wrong or right. Let me tell you about letting people be right. What does that mean? They're right because they wrote it. I don't care if they're saying that 5 + 5 is 12. You know what? You right. You right because you wrote it. Because it's your story, because it's your perspective. In your world, 5 + 5 is 12. Okay, let people have that. You know how much freer you will feel if you just let people be right, even when you think that they're wrong? This is actually a marketing strategy. I talk about this all the time as a marketing strategy. Some people be like, okay. Get back on point. I do want to talk about the marketing strategy, because let's go back to you getting booked to being a paid speaker. One of the ingredients of that is speaking on social media, making videos on social media, whether it's a TikTok, a reel, you went live, whatever. And there's some people that's like, oh, but what about, they're scared of the people in the comments and people saying stuff back and people disagreeing with them. Those people actually help you. Do you understand that? That's what I mean by this is a marketing strategy. People arguing in the comments, they actually make you more visible. That's why the Bible said, make your enemy your footstool. Hello? I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. You make your enemy your footstool, meaning that you literally step on them to raise you up. You literally step on them to raise you up, to become more visible. Do you know, I say this all the time. Do you know that people are still arguing with me in YouTube videos from 2014 because I said that amen rise in the Bible? I'm talking about the word amen. And people are arguing with me in a video from 2014. This is one of my top YouTube videos, y'all. This is almost 10 years old. Do you think I care about what they're saying? No, because it keeps me in the YouTube algorithm. The same thing with TikTok. I got videos on TikTok from like 2 years ago where I'm talking about the mother aspect of God in the Bible. And there's a bunch of Christians on there telling people that I'm leading people to hell and I don't know what I'm talking about and there is no such thing as a mother God. And I don't care. They're keeping me relevant in the damn YouTube, in the damn TikTok algorithm. Make thy enemies thy footstool. When you stop caring what other people think, you will become a better speaker. You will become a better speaker. I always talk about how you will, to be a better speaker, you cannot be afraid to step on toes. To be a leader, how are you going to be a transformational speaker and you scared to hurt people's feelings? That's not going to work. But guess what, y'all? I'm going to be talking more about this in the Traveling Speakers Blueprint that I'm doing from September 12th to September the 9th. And in fact, let me drop that link in there for y'all again. I hope to see some of y'all there. It's only $8.88. If you're getting value off this live, imagine when I actually do this. Day one is going to be about the art of telling a transformational story. You're going to actually learn how to tell a transformational story to the point where you do get people to buy into you, because that's one of the keys of being a great speaker. That you get your audience to buy into you, not followers. I know I'm way off on a tangent, but it's okay. You don't want followers. I just told my clients or mentees, whatever you would like to call them, the ladies that's in my mentorship program. Hold on, because I'm thirsty. The ladies that's in my mentorship program. Anyway, I just made a post in there about how you do not want followers. You do not want followers. If you want to get paid to speak, teach, and travel, you want an audience. Hello? Followers ain't nobody but the people that hit the follow button. That's literally what a follower is. They hit the follow button. That's great. Oh, you got 20,000 followers. That's great. How many of them can hear you? How many of them actually hear you? How many of them can hear you, see you, and engage with you? And do not blame Mark Zuckerberg. Do not blame the algorithm. I'm not saying that the algorithm ain't got nothing to do with how many people see you, but you want the people that see you and engage with you, you want it to count when you are speaking to them and they are engaged with you. Because how many of them... I know I'm talking about the event right now, but that's okay because I'm in the mood to talk about it. Because how many of them convert over to your email list? We can talk to them in private. How many of them convert over into your private Patreon group or into your private Facebook group or whatever, where you can congregate them? Those are the people that count. Who gives a about followers? You need an audience. You want to build a stage? Then you need an audience. That means you need to get people to hear you. And there's a method to doing that as well. How you create your content, what you say in your content, and all of that stuff. But anyway, let me get back on point here. Come to the 3-day speaking traveling blueprint. Traveling speakers blueprint. I promise you're gonna have fun for those 3 days. On day 4, for the VIP people anyway, I'll be teaching you how to use Mercury as your guide in your speaking career. Why Mercury? Because Mercury rules over communication. Hello? If you want to get booked to speak more and you want to speak better and you want to know when to speak and how to speak and even what to talk about when you speak, you should be following Mercury. You should always know where Mercury is. But anyway, I'm going to be teaching that in day 4. Okay, so number 3 was let people be free. Let me go over these one more time. 1, 2, 3. Number 1, to be a light worker, you need to help yourself, number 1. Meaning that you don't need to be in survival mode. You cannot be in survival mode and be a light worker because you're being too heavy, okay? And number 1, also by help yourself also means you are fully accountable, meaning that you know that you are a full-time creator. You ain't half time in it. You ain't sometimes you created it and sometimes you didn't. That's not a light worker. And if you see somebody saying that they're a light worker or a mentor or whatever, and they trying to get you to join them or be there, they trying to get you to buy something from them, you need to run. You need to run. Okay. Number 2 is that you genuinely desire to help people. Because when you genuinely desire to help people, people will genuinely desire to help you. And that is how you get to manifest the experiences that you would like to have on earth. And then number 3 is you are a light worker by you allowing other people to be free, by you allowing other people to follow their behind, by you not being so enmeshed with other people that you lose yourself, and you setting boundaries for yourself. That's number 3. Okay, y'all. So y'all already know about the Traveling Speakers Blueprint. I will also put the link to Self-Realization of a Goddess. If anyone on here under the sound of my voice listening needs help with understanding how are you manifesting your reality, and I'm not just talking about the woo-woo stuff like, oh, we create what we speak, and yeah, we know that. I'm talking about you actually going all the way back to your mother's womb. If anybody's interested in learning that deep, I'll put the Self-Realization of a Goddess course in the comments. It is on sale right now. I think I extended it, and no, I might have actually did it. But anyway, whatever. I'll drop it in the comments. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. I'm going to get off here and look at y'all comments. See you later. Bye.